Hello and good morning, everyone. I think we can start now. It's already 11 a.m. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in for today's webinar. And here joining me today is my colleague Chia Yang.
Hi, everyone.
And also Safwan and Farhan from MDAC Drone Tech team.
Assalamualaikum, morning all.
Morning, everyone.
And I will be your moderator today. We are also joined by a few of my other colleagues from Poladrone. They will be answering your questions and if you have any questions. So we have invited MDAC Drone Tech team today to join us because Poladrone and MDAC has been working alongside side by side for quite some time already. And Poladrone is actually a part of MDAC Drone Tech initiative. Drone Tech initiative, it aims to accelerate the drone tech industry in Malaysia by adopting forward-looking policies and also building ecosystem and connecting communities, which in turn will drive the industry forward. And today, before we go any further, I would like to stress on the today's webinar's purpose. This webinar is actually for educational and exposure purpose on drone tech technology as a whole, and also would like to increase awareness on the functionality or the practicality of drone tech in various industrial purposes. So Farhan, I think, Safwan, I think most of us here, the attendees and us here, we are well aware of what MDAC is doing, but I'm not sure how many of us here are actually aware of a drone tech initiative that has been initiated by MDAC. So maybe can you explain a little bit more on this MDAC initiative, drone tech initiative, to all of us here, so that we can get on the same page.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, morning again. Thank you so much, Afiq. Thank you to Poladrone for inviting MDAC for this webinar session on drone tech. For those of you out there, just a safety message, to stay safe and just stay at home. At the same time, I think it's just that let's hopefully our 1 hour session will keep you entertained as well as informed about drone tech as well as MDAC. So I'd like to start the session by just sharing. I know Afiq mentioned about MDAC and drone tech, so let's start with MDAC first, yeah. So we've been around since 1996. We're an agency of the government currently under KKMM, which is the Communication Multimedia Malaysia, and we've been entrusted to lead the nation's digital economy forward. Yeah. So our mandate also includes driving digital adoption, development of industry-ready tech talents, development of digital economy policy, and also developing global technology champions. Yeah. So we are also passionately positioning Malaysia as the heart of digital ASEAN. Okay, so as part of the mandate given to MDAC, so we are the drone tech team has been collaborating with the local and global drone tech companies and stakeholders since 2 years ago, since 2018. Yeah, and our purpose, our objective is to help grow the Malaysia drone tech industry. As you're aware, there are several well-recognized companies. Poladrone is one of them. Aerodyne, various others as well. I'm happy to illustrate in a Q&A. Also, we have been tasked by the government of Malaysia on the 16th of October 2019 to deliver the Malaysia Drone Tech Pilot Initiative. And this is part of our global test bed initiative to draw investment into Malaysia. So there's a lot of things happening. As you can see on the screen, so 16 October we actually presented to our government, and we got the approval to run the global test bed initiative, yeah, and drone tech as a pilot. Also, we have also been busy collaborating with global partners. One of it is, as you can see in the picture, is the World Economic Forum. We actually have signed a collaboration with them on the 24th of January to collaborate to co-design pilot policy principles and regulatory framework on drone technology. Having said that, MDEC is not working alone. We are working with a lot of partners, a lot of the companies, for example, like Futurize is helping us on matters relating to regulation. We are also working with various the local companies, yeah, as two that I mentioned earlier, Aerodyne, Poladrone, there's V-Stream Revolution, there's Forfang, yeah, there's many others, there's Malvern Sense, GeoSense, there are many more that I wish I can mention all of them today. So that is to give you a sort of like a very quick view in terms of what we are busy doing in MDEC, especially with regards to the drone tech initiative. Back to you, Afiq.
You're on mute.
I think you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Before we go any further, I would like to welcome a few of us here that's just joined. Everyone, you are more than welcome to actually use the Q&A chatbot over here. Me and Safwan and Jaya and also Farhan will be attending to your question and queries. So Safwan, I think one of the main question here is how do you see the current trend of drone tech in Malaysia right now, and what are the vision for this?
Okay, thank you. So when we started in 2018, it was by chance, I would say, that we met a drone company in an expo in Dubai. And when we had conversation with that company, they mentioned that they are from Malaysia and they are expanding rapidly globally. So that made us very interested in this industry. So we start asking around. And by the way, the company that we met in Dubai is Aerodyne, yeah. So back then when we started discussing, we found 1, 2, 3, and then 5 companies, and then we expanded to we found 10 and then 15. So we realized that actually there is a healthy industry, drone tech industry in Malaysia, and more importantly, that majority of the dronepreneurs actually they have been around for more than 3 years, yeah. So which is a very critical fact, because which means that they have a sustainable business, and that's where we are interested, because this is also a technology related business, and it's a technology related to fourth IR. So I can see that now we probably have about 20 within the immediate ecosystem, the local ecosystem. We are also working with various regional and global drone companies, drone subject matter experts as well. So we have good feeling that this industry for Malaysia will definitely grow. Globally, it's already growing pre-COVID. Yeah, pre-COVID, it was already growing very fast. But I think that even during the COVID period as well, as what the session is about, you can see that drone is still very useful. So which means that the industry locally, regionally, as well as globally, despite there have been some issues or challenges, I think will still continue to grow. Yeah, that's my hope for Malaysia as well. That's my hope for the Malaysia dronepreneurs as well.
Thank you, Safwan. I think that this initiative, I think, is very good. It shows that government through MDEC is actually driving forward the industry here in Malaysia, and we hope that drone tech in Malaysia particularly can grow into a certain extent in the next few years, and the solution is applicable to many of the economic sectors in the country. So right now we are going to go forward into the presentation of how drones are going to help the fight of COVID-19. So I will pass the mic and the screen to my colleague Jayang.
Hey, hi. Hi, Afid, thank you. So now my name is Jayang. I'm coming from Poladrone commercial team. So today I'm gonna present for our presentation for COVID-19. Just hold on. Yep. So now everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. Okay, just hold on. Yep. Okay. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending this workshop with us and also with MTech together. So basically, we are coming from Poladrone. The reason why we doing this webinar because we want to spread the message that is more on educational purpose to let people know how we can use the drones to do some preventions during the outbreak of COVID-19. So our topic today will be COVID-19 antivirus or aerial drone solutions. So in this webinar, we're gonna talk about how we're gonna use drone to do some prevention. And by using different drone, we have a different kind of solution will become out. So let's start with our first agenda today. So as we see, our agenda for today is pretty straightforward. So we're gonna talk about a bit about our background and key challenges for the COVID-19. Then in the second part, we're gonna talk about scenarios and also solutions. So scenario and solutions, we have two parts as well. So first one will be the proven solutions, and the second one will be the experimental solutions. And then into the last part, I will be talking some case study that have been applied across the different country, especially in China. So as we know, so now it's the COVID-19 period. So we advise everyone that might be stay at home and so stay safe. Don't be run around because the COVID-19 can be spread very easily for close contact with other people. So we must follow the MCO orders to avoid to go into the crowded areas and so do the gathering together. So everyone, please stay safe and also stay home. So before I start our presentation first, we're gonna talk about who is Poladrone and also who is DJI. So basically, Poladrone is founded in 2015. We have doing three parts of business. So first one, we are doing trading. So basically, we are the tier 1 distributor for DJI for enterprise unit in Malaysia. So we have a very close relationship with DJI in terms of product distributions and also every discussions for their new products and also latest news for drones. And then we're also doing service. So what kind of service we are doing? We are doing mapping service as well and also analytics service for mostly we are targeting on the agricultures. And also we go into energy sector as well, and etc. and other search and rescue and also surveillance sectors. And then the third part, well, what Poladrone do is also we have a sister company called Drone Academy Asia. So basically, we train up pilots, professional pilots, drone pilots, to fly the drones in their different organizations upon the client request. So these are the three main things we are doing at the moment. So after talking about our introductions, so I would like to start our presentation with a worldwide map. So I'm going to talk about background and challenges. So as we see, this is the statistic I taken from WHO. So as we see, this is the number and also confirmed case of COVID-19 happening in different countries and around the world. As we see, for the confirmed case up as updated as last night is 754,000 cases have been confirmed around the world. And who are the top country that actually having this disease and also have a most confirmed case actually is US. So United States and also that followed by Italy and Spain. And then these are the three countries that's having a most serious outbreak in their country. And also they have the most confirmed case at the moment. So we can see the seriousness of the COVID-19 outbreak at this moment. So everyone, please bear in mind that we need to stay at home and also stay safe to avoid and also do some preventions for this outbreak. So after see this worldwide map, then we will zoom into Malaysia. So as in Malaysia, for the COVID-19 outbreak timeline, I will be showing this. For the confirmed cases as up to date is on April is 2,908. So as we see, I will talk about how it happened started in Malaysia. So I will show the timeline. I will explain from January 25th. So January 25th actually is founded on the first case of COVID-19. And then enter into January 27th, our government has suspended all immigrants from Wuhan and Hubei. Then after that, on February 10, is recorded of 18 cases, and the government have found that number 26 is as a super spreader for the confirmed cases. That started on March 19. Our cases have been increasing into 100 cases on March 9. And then things is getting serious. After that, government found that there's a Tabligha religious gathering case and has caused the confirmed cases getting more. And then in March 16, our PM has announced the MCO's period. And continue with March 25, PM has announced extension of the MCO. So actually, we can see from January 25th to April 21, the cases have been increased, getting more. But seems like on the end of March, the cases have been starting going down a bit. So we hope that the cases will be getting lesser and lesser, and at the end, all the cases will be being recovered, and all the patients will be recovered and also back to their home. So this is some of the timeline of Malaysian COVID-19 outbreak. So next, we're gonna go into the next slide. So what the actions and so precaution taken by our Malaysian government. So the Malaysian have go into the emergency response. So this including they have applied rapid remedial treatments, diagnosis, and also isolations due to those confirmed cases. And also MCO movement control order have been applied. And then business will be closed until 14th of April. So there's no business will be ongoing until 14th of April as accepted those essential business. So also government is trying to ensure there's a sufficient supplies across Malaysia. So it will be including medical supply, food supply, and also mask supply. So there are many things government is trying to do now to ensure there's sufficient supplies to all the public. So what kind of challenges we will be facing at here is after this emergency response will be taken. So the challenges will be facing by the business will be they will have a low business productivity. This is due to the restrictions of the business can go on, the business continuity. So when there's a stop of productivity, then the income will be going low as well. So also there's a risk of the virus spreading with a close contact. That's why government is restricted people to gather and also go into the crowded places, because the virus can be spread easily by close contact with each other. So public movement also restricted. That as we see, there's a lot of roadblocks have been set up to check all the movement of the public to ensure that everyone will be stay at home and won't be go around the city without any valid reasons. So these are the key challenges is facing by us now. So how the drones gonna apply to this situation and also the outbreak? So this one I will talk in the later part. So as we see, COVID-19 have entered a critical period around the world, not only in Malaysia, but also other countries. So the DJI team have been applied the drone into these situations. So as we can see, drones are increasingly adopted and around the world as the virus outbreak as a prevention solutions. So as we see, DJI have made the effort to do a lot of drone preventions by using different drones into different purpose. So this is the second part we're going to talk now. So now I'm going to talk about scenarios and solutions. So that's we're having two solutions. The first one will be proven solution, and the second one will be experimental solutions. So before I enter the solutions, perhaps I assume there's some new beginners of drone or the user in here. So I'm going to talk about what is the methodology behind the drone and also the what we call UAS solutions. So, yep.
I think if anyone got any kind of question, conceptual, practicality, technical, you can ask away inside the chat box. We will discuss, me and Jayang, Safwan and Fahal will discuss, and also there will be two other of my colleagues that will answer your questions. So you are more than welcome to actually go and ask away. Please don't be shy.
Yep. Yep. Thanks, Afiq. Yeah, sure. As Afiq say, in the later part, we will answer the questions raised by you guys, and we'll try our best to answer all the technical questions. So come back to our topic. So I'm gonna introduce what to you guys who are first knowing about drones. So they have complete unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned aerial system solutions. So it will be including 4 parts. So the first part, what we're talking about, we need to have a platform. So the platform are referring to our drones. So basically, it is a hardware that we use to fly it. And then the second part, we will talk about payload. So with the drone itself, it will only fly on the sky. So with the payload itself, it can help to capture the data on the ground. So normally, our payload will be referring to the cameras, but it can be other things as well, like LiDAR sensor of the speaker. Yeah, it can be many things. Then after having the payload platform and also the payload, then we need to have the third things, what we call the software. The software part will be more useful that to help you to analytic the data and also to help you to back up the whole things. So in a simple way, we can take the platform as a body and then the payload as our eye and also the software as our brains. So combining of these three things, then we will call it a complete unmanned aerial vehicles. And most importantly, we need to have an operator, which we call it professional pilots, because we need to have a pilot experience to fly the drones and also do the correct way to capture the data. So for those who are not familiar with the drones, so here is the chance to learn the new things. What is the complete unmanned aerial system solutions? So after talking about this one, so I will start introducing our solution. So for the virus outbreak prevention solution, we go into a 2-part. First is the proven drone solutions, and also the second will be experimental drone solution. As you can see, both of the solution will be using in different areas and also used for different purpose. So I will explain it one by one in the next few slides. So as why we say that there's a proven drone solution, because the proven drone solution is the solution that actually have been deployed by the public for the public safety officially around the world and also for the preventions. So it's already proven by DJI itself and also other teams who are using the drone. So the first solution I'm going to talk about is using the drone as a public broadcast. So as we know, drone can be attached with a speaker as their payload. So speaker can use to do the communication with the public very easily. And also when you're using the speaker, you can direct, also convey a lot of antivirus educations to the public without the close contact with the public itself. So with the enforcement body, they can use the drone itself to direct the message on the street or also on the village itself. And also it can travel with a longer range, like for this model, it can travel up to 7 to 8 km of the range to direct all the message. And also it will be more efficient compared to the traditional method. So this will be the first method, what we call public broadcast by using the drone. Then the second method, what we're gonna use the drone, we will use this as a inspections and also dispersions equipment. So what the drone can be done, it can, when you fly high in the sky, it can help you to do the area inspections, especially when you want to monitor the road traffic conditions around the city. And also the drone can be used to do the dispersions at the public area. And so it can help you to monitor around the things out of the city as well. So these are the second functions and also the second solution introduced by our team called inspections and also dispersions. So what kind of drone will be going to use in this solution? So first one, I'm going to introduce the Mavic 200 series version 2. So as you see on your left hand side, this is the Mavic 200 series version 2. So this is the industry grade of drone. So normally they were using it for tower inspections or like solar panel inspection as well, and also power line inspections. So this is the industry grade of drone to perform the operations. So we're gonna use in this case for inspection, dispersion, and broadcast. So after having our drones Mavic 200 series, then we will attach it with our payloads. So the payload will have 3 payloads will be introduced by today. So the first payload, as you see, what we call zoom camera called Z30. So basically, zoom camera Z30 will have a 30 times of optical zoom. So what it can do, it can help you to do the inspection with a closer look and also with a very detailed look with the zoom functions. So that's why we call it Z30, because it have a 30 times of optical zoom. So this one is the first payload we will introduce. Then now we enter into the second payload, what we call it thermal camera Xt2. So as we see with this payload, we have 2 cameras. So the first camera will be called what we call RGB camera. So what is that means? What it means is RGB camera is red, green, blue camera. So RGB camera can capture for the normal picture. So it will be just like our phone to capture the normal picture. So we will have a normal view on your screen. Then after that, the second camera is a FLIR camera. So FLIR actually is a very famous brand in US that distribute for the thermal camera. So what thermal camera can do is you can help in the night inspection and give you a thermal imaging. So with a combination of these 2 cameras can very useful in night inspection and also normal inspections during the daytime and also nighttime. Then after talking second payload, now we will go into the third payload. So for the third payload, we were talking about speaker. So we will be using the third-party payload. So basically the third payloads will be using it as a broadcast equipment. So with these 3 things, these 3 payloads, we will combine with the Mavic 200s. Then we can use it as inspection, dispersion, and broadcast equipment. So this is the first drone we're gonna introduce. Then now we're gonna introduce the second drone, which will have a same function, but will be in the smaller size. So here we're gonna introduce Mavic 2 Enterprise series, which is very useful for as a single operator portable drones. So with Mavic 2 Enterprise series, we will have 3 attachment. So as you see at the bottom here, we have 3 things. So the first attachment will be speaker. Will especially this when is very useful when we do it for the broadcast. And then we go for the second one, spotlight. So spotlight is a function that can give you a spotlight during the night time. It can help you to do the night inspection as well. And then the third payload or the third attachment will be beacon. So this beacon will help you to give you a visibility of your drone during the night time when you fly at the night. So this is Mavic 2 Enterprise series. So why we use it? Because for it to set up is very easily and also is very portable. For the weight of the Mavic 2 Enterprise series will be less than 1 kg. And also, if let's say you're taking with a Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual, we will have a 2 camera. So one is the normal camera and one is the thermal camera as here. So it will be very useful for you for the night inspections. And also with the speaker function, you can use it to communicate very well to the public. So this is the second drones we introduced for you for inspections, dispersion, and also broadcast. So now we're gonna talk about the third solution introduced by us and also DJI, which is the supply delivery. So basically in this slide, we will use the drone to deliver the supply. So as we know, this technology have been using in many countries, especially for the delivery company or the courier company. They use the drones to deliver. So what we're gonna use here, we will use the drone Mavic 600 Pro here. Also another industry grade drones to attach with a supply box to deliver emergency supply, such as the emergency for the medical equipment or also medical supply, which is less than 6 kg as we suggested. It will be more efficient because you can skip all the road traffic by using the drone, and also it will help you to avoid the direct contact between the people and also the public. So by using the drone, you can deliver the things within with a shorter time, and so with a more efficient functions. So these are the third solution where we're gonna introduce here. So next, I'm gonna talk about experimental drone solutions. So why we say it experimental drone solutions? Because these solutions still under experimental stage, so we cannot make any statement on the exact efficiency of these solutions. So these are the statements we make here. So first one, we're gonna use the drone to take the body temperature measurement. So basically, we will use the thermal camera to identify the potential infected person and also measuring their body temperatures. So this will help you to enhance the safety distance between the enforcement body and also the infected persons, the potential infected person. And the estimate of the accuracy will be around plus minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. So in this case, what kind of drone we're gonna use here? We're gonna use modified Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual. As I mentioned earlier, the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual, they are for thermal imaging, also using the FLIR camera. So by here, the DJI team in China has modified it by putting a cotton swab in front of it. As the first picture you can see, there's a cotton swab in front of it. So what's the cotton swab functions? So by sticking a cotton swab on this drone can help to improve the accuracy of measuring a person temperature by acting as a reference point for calibrating the thermal imaging camera. So in the second camera, as you can see, this is the cotton swab that can help you to act as a reference point to calibrating for the thermal imaging camera. So it will help you to reduce the margin error to plus minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. As I say, this one still is the experimental solution introduced by DJI. So remember that calibration must be done. If not, the efficiency of or the result of the reading or the measurement will be not accurate. Yep. So this is the first experimental solution introduced by the DJI. So now let us see about the second experimental solution. Yep.
Yeah, I think there's a few interesting questions here. The first one, someone asked, can the thermal camera do temperature scan on human from aerial view? Is it accurate enough?
Yep.
I think it, Jiang?
Yeah. So for the thermal camera, actually, it cannot do from the aerial view, but only can do at a close distance around 2 to 3 meters distant. And also the accuracy wise will be using, as this solution will be using the cotton swab as the referencing point, so that and also please bear in mind that this one's still under the experimental solution, so we cannot make any statement on that. It will be have a very accuracy of the reading. Yep. So yep, this will be my answer. Yep.
And then Fariza asked, Matrix 600 Pro, what is capacity to deliver the supplies on the delivery? I think this one is what is the maximum payload for Matrix 600 Pro.
Okay, so for Matrix 600 Pro, in this case, I will say the maximum payload for it will be up to 6 kilo. Yep. 6 kg, correct. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Afi. Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So now I will enter. Thanks for the questions.
Sorry. There's also asking that for the temperature variance on the Mavic 2 Enterprise 2. I think it's plus minus 0.5 degrees Celsius, right?
Yep. This will be the margin error. So
margin error.
Yep. Margin error will be around plus minus 0.5 degrees Celsius.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you, Jayong.
All right. Thank you, Afi. Thanks for the questions. So yep, back to the topic. So now we will be entering the second solutions, experimental solution, as I mentioned earlier. So we'll be using the drone as to spray as a spraying disinfectant to spray the disinfectant. So in China, the DJI agriculture team actually has used their agriculture drones to spray the disinfectants around the village or the street in China. So why they go and do this? Because this is and can help to ensure their personal safety without the direct contact with the infected area. And also it will be more highly efficient operations. With the drone speed, it can cover more area compared to the traditional method, according to the statement. And also it will help to lower the operation risk, because without have a close contact of the direct contact in the affected or the infected area with the COVID-19, then it can help to lower the operation risk by the enforcement body. So this is the drone drone solution introduced by DJI in China. So as we also introduced our experimental solution by using our own brands called Polar V16. So as we see earlier in the earlier slide, we can see DJI team is using their agriculture drones, spraying drone, to do the disinfectant. So as we introduce our spraying drone as well, which assembly in locally and also engineered by Poladrone team, and also by our team and our INT as well. So our spraying drone is called Polar V16X. So Polar V16X can help to do the same function to spray for the disinfectant. So what we're gonna need in this case is that we need to have a set of intelligent batteries with chargers, so it can help to operate for the full day operations. And also we will add in with a chlorine or ethanol alcohol base as a disinfectant. So with the complete set of this one can help to do the spraying disinfection solution. So with our spraying drone, Polar V16, we can carry up to 16 liters of tank. And also for each flight, we will fly for 80 minutes and cover for half a hectare. So this statement for this spec will be normally using in agriculture. If let's say we're flying with the faster speed, will be covered with more hectareage. So this is the drone, and also we have some obstacle avoidance, of our obstacle sensor avoidance. to help to avoid for any obstacles of to make sure there's an avoid for any crashes of the drones. So this will be the spraying disinfectant solution introduced by us, called spraying drone Polar V16. So after talking all solutions, now I'm gonna enter of the case study.
Jayang.
Yep.
I think one of us here has asked, what is the altitude or the height should the drone fly to have effective disinfection spray? I think here is if you want to distribute the droplets of the disinfection, normally I would say 1 to 3 meters above the ground. Is that correct?
Yeah. So 1 to 3 meters, I think, will be more efficient, because when you fly higher, the droplets will be spread in a more wide area, but it will be not concentrated. So
Yeah.
as you say, 1 to 3 cm will be more accurate, and also depends on the regulators or also the enforcement body how concentrate or they want to do with the operation by themselves. Yep.
Correct. So that's why disinfection using spraying drone is quite hard to do in the middle of the city where there's very high buildings and everything there.
Yep. Because there's a lot of obstacle, and bear in mind that we will have other tree as well in the cities, so we will have a chance of crashing it. Yep.
And then one asking, spraying drone work done automatically or semi-auto? It depends on the operation itself. If then we can do a flight planning path which is like 100% automatic, but if it's required pilot intervention, is can be also on semi-auto, but overall it can be automatically done using the flight planner.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
As in the system, we can capture for, we are able to do it for semi-auto and also fully auto. Yeah.
Correct.
So it depends on the enforcement body whether they want to do it in which way. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Jayang.
All right. Thanks, Afiq, for this question. All right. So after that, I'm gonna talk about a case study that have been applied the drone solutions during the disease outbreak in different countries. So the first two case study, we were gonna talk about the case study in China. So in China, Shanghai, the police department has used the drone as inspection and broadcast equipment. So basically, they have using the Matrix 200 series and also Mavic 2 Enterprise series to inspect 22 apartments per day. So basically, they use the drone to inspect around and also inspected with the task to inspect it with 22 apartments a day in Shanghai. Then another case study 2, also happening in Shanghai. So one of the apartment communities has used the Mavic 2 Enterprise with loudspeaker to do the body temperature measurement. So basically, they will fly to the resident's home. Then they will measure it within 2 to 3 meters, and also they have successfully inspected 8 apartments per day. So we don't have the exact number of residents they have mentioned, but this is the task that have been done for inspected 8 apartments per day by using the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual. So in the next slide, I'm going to talk about case study 3 and 4, still in China. So in Yangtze, the police department has deployed 15 units of Mavic 2 Enterprise to do the inspection and also dispersion. So as in the picture, you can see the police department has used the Mavic 2 Enterprise, and also they have completed 500 missions during the outbreak time. So then the case study 4, this is the experimental solutions. So the village communities in China have been using Agras T16, which this one is the spraying drone, which I mentioned earlier. They use it to spread the disinfectants within their village. So as the statement made by them, they spray 100,000 square meter and cover it in 1 hour with one drone itself. So this is a statement given by DJI itself. And then now after looking in China, we will look into the other countries. So first one, we look into Spain. So as we see, in Spain, the police department has used the drone Mavic 2 Enterprise with speaker to do the broadcast. So what they broadcast is they are broadcasting the health information to the public. And then look into the case study number 6 is in United States. So there's a news that California Police Department has used the DJI Matrix 200 series 210 and also with a different payload like the Xt2 and also loudspeaker to do the night inspection and also for the broadcast. So they will use it to patrols and also to deliver the health message to the public. So after seeing all the cases in different countries, so now let us see about our usage of drone in Malaysia. So in case study number 7, so Malaysia have deployed the drones for the public broadcast. So our PDRM has used Mavic 2 Enterprise with speaker to convey the health information to the public. So what they have done is they're using the drone that are recorded with a different language so that they can deliver the message directly to the different group of people. So we'll be including Malay, Chinese, or India, and also some of the foreigner language. Yep. So this is the case study happening in Malaysia. So as we see now, the drone is being used in different area and also widely used during this outbreak. So now we can see the importance of the drone have been increased, and the awareness of the drone have been noticed by a lot of people and also the public. So after seeing of this case study, I would like to show you one of the video to see how China Police Department is using the drone to do the broadcast. And so sorry that this video will be in the Mandarin language, so some of you guys might not understand what it's saying. So basically, it will deliver the help message to the public.
Before we start the video, I think we can talk more about on Malaysia, this one, because someone is asking, is Malaysia government using drone now to do crowd control? Yes, they have been using it in KL area, the capital area, and also for the areas or the red areas under enhanced control movement order, such as in Kluang and Hulu Langat. Those two are what they've been using for for crowd control. And also someone has been asking, can the data be uploaded into GIS software so that have total overview of crowd temperature and disinfection and etc. I think here the temperature and crowd and everything is recorded on the drone itself. So the GIS data is different from the crowd and temperature disinfection and others. Cannot be put into one platform or one software.
Hi, Afiq. Hey everyone, I'm Gis. I'm the founder of Poladrone. Just got some things to share regarding the GIS platform. The PDRM right now, they are actually using a GIS platform called Flight Hub from DJI, where DJI has offered them free trial license right now. So what the Flight Hub platform can do is it automatically syncs up all the flight logs from every single drone so that they know exactly which drone is flying where and so on. On top of that, there is another company, not us, that is part of the drone companies helping the government right now, that is also building this GIS platform to help consolidate all the information and data collected by drones so that we know where is the concentration of crowd, temperature, the disinfection practices and so on. So yes, there is some work being done here. Hopefully, I mean, we're not sure if it will be made public, but if it is, definitely we'll keep everyone updated.
Yep.
Thank you, JC. That's pretty.
Thanks.
I think we can proceed with the video.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Afiq and Jinsi, for the answer. Yep. So now I would like to proceed with the video. Just hold a moment. I will start it now.
关公安温馨提示：勤洗手，戴口罩，勿出门不聚会，不传谣。背红包的阿姨，韶关公安提醒你，出门务必戴上口罩。感谢你的配合，以后出门在外必须戴上口罩。前面人群，防疫期间不要聚众聊天，戴上口罩，马上散开。不要吸烟了，戴上口罩，马上散开。
So as we can see, the police is asking the people to wear the mask and also don't do the gathering.
这是韶关公安局无人机。
And even ask them don't smoke.
防疫期间不要聚众聊天，戴上口罩，马上散开。这是韶关公安局无人机。前面2位黑衣男子，戴上口罩，马上散开。先强调，马上散开。戴上口罩，马上散开。马上散开。前面打牌的，防疫期间不要聚众打牌。红色衣服的阿姨，戴上口罩，马上散开。戴上口罩，马上散开。
They even asked the people not to play the mahjong during the outbreak.
前面提着红色桶的阿姨，对，就是你。出门在外，戴上口罩。韶关公安提醒你，出门在外，戴上口罩。感谢你的配合。
Yep. So this is the first video that we showcase that by China Police Department. They are using it as a broadcast to deliver the help message to the public. So we can see the efficiency of it and also effectiveness of it. So in next, during the quarantine time, so there might be a lot of boring time. So basically, I found this video that in Twitter that have a boys that meet for girls in a quarantine time in New York City via a drone. So I will play this video. So it's a very good news for those all single person out there. There's a chance you can use the drone, try to pick up a girl at the apartment itself. Yep. So let me play the video.
I looked out my window and saw this girl dancing raps to a TikTok song. I needed to say hi to her, but I waved out my balcony. She waved back. I grabbed my tape, phone, and paper, and then I ripped down my digits and sealed it on the ground. Flirting is normally daunting for me, but since I've been quarantined in my apartment for a week now, I was craving some social interaction. 2020 has been off to a terrible start, but I still needed to shoot my shot. She picked up my drone, and I guess it worked because I got a text from her.
So boys, what you guys waiting for? Get a mini drone yourself and also start to pick up your girls at your apartment. Yep. So there will be end of my presentations. Thank you. And now we would like to open for Q&A. Afiq will help to give out the Q&A sections. And then if you guys have any inquiries or more questions you want to ask, you can directly email to us to hello@poladrone.com, or you can WhatsApp us as the number 016-285-2900. So this will be our Poladrone's marketing department that will help to answer all the questions by you guys. Yep. Yep. Now I pass back to Afiq.
Thank you, Jayang.
Yep. Thanks, Afiq.
Sure. Everyone here now, we are open for any questions that you might have. Joining us here also, Jinsi, our CEO. Jinsi, you are muted. And Safwan also will be answering questions. So the first one I think would be very interesting to answer is actually sorry. So they are asking about DJI Mavic Mini below 500 gram. Are they still required to any specific license to operate?
Safwan, you want to take that, or I will do?
Go ahead, Jax.
Yep. So if we read Civil Aviation Regulation CAR 2016, the only category that CAM has, the CAM is our Civil Aviation Authority Malaysia, that has split drones, or what they call small unmanned aerial vehicles, into its sub 20 kilograms limit, where below 20 kg, we would be required to apply for permits to operate, and beyond 20 kilogram, we would then have to get the PPL or private pilot license. In terms of the subcategorization under 20 kilograms, right now there is no category yet, which means that strictly following the regulations, we have to apply for permits to fly if we were to fly anything right now that is even under 20 kilogram or under 100 grams. What we understand is a lot of other countries right now, US, even Australia and so on, they have different categories for UAVs, where, for example, US, anything under 250 grams, they don't need to apply for permits to fly. We know that CAM, they are working on something right now, but it's not finalized yet. So at the moment, we do have to apply.
Yep, thank you, Jinsi. And one has asked that the surveillance and crowd dispersal using drones just now, when is it going to be implemented in Malaysia? Someone has been asked this one. I think we have shown it earlier through PDRM UAV drone team pilot. That one is being implemented in Kuala Lumpur area, and also few under enhanced control movement order. Yep. And then one of them is asking, sorry, does drone have any insurance or proper insurance cover against vandalism or crashes? Maybe GC, you want to take this one?
So right now in Malaysia, the question was regarding insurance cover, right?
Yeah, correct.
First off, we need to split into, there is two segments of insurance. The first is on public liability insurance, where if your drone, you're flying it and it crashes into public property or damages anyone, that falls under public liability insurance. That one, for public liability, it's quite common already in Malaysia, where a lot of enterprise projects, commercial projects, we have to get that insurance to have coverage. And then there is the second one part of insurance, which is what we call hull insurance, or where if you do crash your drone into a building or what, be it for pilot fault or any other fault, that can be covered as well under a different insurance package. So public liability and hull insurance. In terms of what companies offer this, most of the insurance company right now, if you speak to them, especially if you email the headquarters, the HQ, you have to email the aviation department, because all this falls under aviation right now. And if you email the right division under aviation, they would know how to proceed with it. So it's already available online. But that being said, in Malaysia right now, unless it's for commercial jobs where the clients ask us to have public liability insurance, it's not mandatory yet for insurance. Whereas if you look at surrounding regions, even our neighbor in Thailand, insurance is mandatory for public liability. So anyone that flies a drone has to apply for it. And we're not sure if CAM would move towards that, but right now it's available but not required.
Thank you, Jinsi. There's also asking about our drone just now, the Poladrone 16S. I mentioned that we are using intelligent batteries. What exactly is intelligent batteries, and how do they work?
So the batteries that we are using right now are what we call lithium polymer battery, LiPo batteries. There is two types of LiPo battery. One is the non-intelligent and intelligent one. The intelligent batteries, they have what we call a BMS or battery management system attached onto the battery itself. And what it allows us to do, it's very conveniently manage the status of the battery. For example, there are a lot of features. One of it is batteries are supposed to be charged at storage mode, about 30% of capacity. And intelligent batteries, when you don't use them for a period of time, it can have the capability to automatically discharge the battery itself. So that's one of the example. On top of that, there is other features as well on intelligent batteries where it would be able to self-balance the cells itself in each layers of the battery. We can very easily check the resistance on the battery, the percentage capacity of it, and so on. In terms of the performance, it will be roughly the same, but an intelligent battery allows us to manage it more efficiently. That's all.
I see. Thank you, Jinsi. I think one, other than that, if someone is asking if I join a course at the Drone Academy Asia in Cyberjaya for drone operator, that certificate is valid for use handling drone. If someone asks to request to fly, for example, for tower cable inspection and also agriculture, I think it depends on the course, right, Jinsi?
Correct. To answer that question, first we need to understand the certification process and landscape in Malaysia right now. So if you look at civil aviation, and strictly speaking from a regulatory standpoint, there is no regulation right now for drones. There are only permits that we need to apply for commercial operations and so on. But CAM has not come up with a legal or a regulatory license yet, not like your driving license and everything. They don't have it right now. What we do have in Malaysia is manufacturer certification, which is what we offer at Drone Academy Asia. Because a lot of the companies and clients right now, they operate and their condition is that we have to get manufacturer certification to ensure that the vendors and operators are familiar with the product itself. Because we don't have regulatory license, a lot of them make it mandatory for manufacturer certification right now, and that's what we offer.
I see. And I think same person also asked if there any academy in Sabah, or is the certificate recognized here in Malaysia, or how is the certification?
So like I mentioned earlier, the certification is recognized from the manufacturer standpoint. So for us, obviously from the DJI standpoint. But in terms of regulatory, right now, there is no such thing yet. CAM has recently issued a draft circular on new regulatory frameworks. Hopefully that will be finalized soon, and then we'll be able to actually share the link as well as their new circular because it's public. So the draft and everything's inside. And the framework that they are proposing would be very similar to CASA or Civil Aviation Safety Australia's framework, where there is two sectors. One is the private license for remote pilot license that is held individually, very similar to your driving license. And the other is for commercial operators. So for companies and drone companies that want to operate commercially.
Thank you. And thank you, JC. Then there's also asking for, because of the AIC that you have mentioned earlier, and before its implementation, what is MDEC Drone Tech or Poladrone are going to do in terms of to respond collectively to represent the drone industry?
Safwan, you can talk about our initiatives.
Then you can see on the right hand side.
Yeah. So I see the question. So I think that those you probably have received emails from CAM, and CAM have sent out to gather public feedback as part of their syndication effort. So I think that if there are any response, it should be channeled back direct to CAM. I think they are consolidating it on their side. But of course, if there are something that you would like to raise, you can always share it out, because MDEC has set up a community platform on Telegram called My Drone Tech. You can also share and discuss any opportunities and issues there too. Yeah. So I think that is as in terms of in response to the CAM draft AIC.
I see. Thank you, Safwan. I think, is there any more questions from anyone?
Yeah.
Any more from you, Safwan? Anything you want to say?
Just to reiterate back that we are championing for the drone tech industry for Malaysia. Working with the drone companies, drone subject matters. We're also working with Drone Industry Insight based out of Germany. So there's a lot of opportunity in terms of working together. I would seriously like to invite those who are interested to hop on to our Telegram platform, register your interests, your questions there, so that we can address them and we are able to respond to them in a coordinated manner. Yeah.
Yes.
So we also have a drone tech team in MDEC, and you can reach out to us at dronetech@mdec.com. mydronetech@mdec.com.my. Yeah. So you can also email us anything there, so we can discuss this further. So the other thing that we also do in collaboration with the stakeholder and the drone companies is we host our industry roundtable. We haven't had the opportunity to host an industry roundtable yet for in recent time because of COVID-19. But rest assured, once everything has calmed down and it's safe to go out again, then I think let's meet up again as an industry. And once we have that organized, we can share via our Telegram platform. Yeah.
Yep. I think I would just like to share a few things from my side that we've been seeing, especially in the drone community over the last couple of weeks during MCO as well. There has been quite a bit of, I would say, negative sentiments towards CAM in terms of trying to get all operators to stay at home, not fly and everything. And while, I mean, as a drone hobbyist and everything, of course, it's inconvenient for us to have to apply for permits and everything to fly. But CAM has very good reasons for doing that, and for them to be very strict in that they are acting on behalf of our safety for the commercial airlines and helicopters. Just think for a second, like if someone was flying out and there was an emergency requirement for a helicopter to fly in at low altitude to deliver supplies, and there was a drone that got into the way without informing CAM or getting permit beforehand. That would definitely cause a huge problem, and the whole industry and hobbyist industry as well would probably be suspended just because of that one incident, which is why even though it's inconvenient to apply for permits and create notice to airmen and everything, it's very necessary. It's actually for the safety of everyone that CAM is acting this way. And just for information, even PDRM, Jabatan Bencana Alam and so on, they are not exempted from the permits as well. They are also applying, and they have to submit information on where they are flying and so on to CAM.
And also, I think there's a few of very bad or negative sentiment of what is that? Police PDRM using drone as in not spending money at the right on the right thing in this CMO. What is your comment on that?
Yeah, so in comment to that, right, I just want to highlight that there are a few companies that we are working together. A lot of the operations that you may have seen online, a lot of it are on CSR basis. Companies are actually coming out of our own pocket and so on to help out with these efforts. Just that, of course, we don't make this public because we don't want unnecessary attention. The focus right now should be on containing this virus and not on gaining publicity and marketing, so on, which is why there hasn't been any press statement and so on made. That being said, even if you think on the economic standpoint itself, the main benefit of drones is it helps the authorities cover a much larger area with the same amount of resources. So for example, a team on the ground, there is only so much that they can cover with your eyesight, line of sight, maximum a few hundred meters surrounding. Whereas by just flying a drone upwards, you can enhance your coverage to a few kilometers and broadcast messaging more effectively and so on. So with like very limited resources that we have now, we can do a lot more with technology.
Just.
Yes, Software.
You're on mute.
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Okay, just like to echo what JX has said. Yeah, so in terms of we are in fully support of the regulation because we understand there are concerned public safety at stake here. So, and although I appreciate the nice pictures and videos being shared by the drone enthusiasts, is just that just bear in mind that the risk that you are taking. And the other thing is, yes, there is MDEC has launched recently a digital versus COVID initiative, and as a subset to that, we do have a drone versus COVID. But just to clarify that, this is not a club that allows you once you sign up that you are able to fly or volunteer for the government. So our intention was to actually help the just to understand the number of dronepreneurs, drone enthusiasts out there, and be able to work with the regulatory authorities in case the assistance is required. Yeah. Having said that, we have drone companies that they're already working with the PDRM and ATM. And then, of course, if let's say if situation worsen, which we do not want to see it happen, we should have access to more skilled drone pilots throughout Malaysia. That's our intention. But of course, with the collaboration and approval of the relevant authorities.
Thank you, Safwan and Jinsi, and also Chayang here. I think we have drafted our time. So anything if you have any questions or you have any any inquiries to ask us, please you can send your inquiry to hello@poladrone.com, or there's also our landline number.
Also, do share the Telegram link later.
Yeah.
I think this can be blasted out through email to everyone, right?
Yeah, sure. I will send to you the Telegram